Damn you, spawn of Satan!
Look to Revelations, priest.
No!
I will be free! No. Look in your Bible! I will be unchained! And my freedom will end this world! This is only the beginning.
Hey guys, it's Ben from 80s Horror Central, and what's better than watching a supernatural action horror thriller this October? How about watching a supernatural action horror thriller that stars the legendary Chuck Norris? Chuck Norris stars in the 1994 Canon Films production Hellbound. It's a biblical horror thriller that features slasher elements and Chuck Norris kicking some supernatural ass.
Come on, let's see how tough you really are. You call that a hit? That's a hit.
In 1100 AD, Satan's emissary, Prosatanos, is interrupted by King Lionheart sacrificing a baby prince in a ritual that will open a gateway to hell. Prosatanos is imprisoned in a tomb, and his sacred satanic scepter is smashed into 9 pieces. In the 1950s, 2 thieves release Prosatanos from his grave, and he begins collecting the 9 broken pieces of his scepter that have been scattered across the world. In present-day Chicago, tough martial arts cop Frank Shatter and his partner begin investigating a murder of a rabbi committed by Prosatanos. Shatter and his partner eventually find their way to Israel, where they begin to uncover a sinister conspiracy by Prosatanos to once again open the gates of hell using his scepter and royal blood. Can Shatter stop the end of days? Hellbound is a mixed bag. Some viewers may find Hellbound to be a cliched, run-of-the-mill biblical thriller with bad acting and uninteresting characters, while other viewers will see Hellbound as an entertaining and fun horror flick that manages to mix in some cheesy martial arts with some cool one-liners. This was Canon's last release before going out of business, and it's only fitting that a Chuck Norris flick would be their final outing. Hellbound's straightforward and silly plot isn't anything original, but it is enjoyable, and the film's villain is over the top. Prosatanos is an effective bad guy and comes off as rather creepy in some scenes.
Police, step out into the light.
Leave now, and I'll let you live.
You're all hard, buddy.
Speaking of hearts, yeah.
Christopher Niemi does a great job as a satanic and supernatural killer. Chuck Norris turns in an amusing yet bland performance as Detective Shatter. Norris offers up his usual charisma and one-liners, but his acting does come off as uninterested, but Chuck Norris has never been known for his acting chops anyways. Chuck is basically just playing Chuck in this movie, as he gets no character arc or development. I do love his character name of Frank Shatter, what a cheesy-ass name. Action heroes of the 80s and 90s always had dope-ass names. Except Seagal, Gino Felino, Forrest Taft, ugh, woof.
Then what about this?
That sadly is a fake. A comparatively modern forgery of the crown of the scepter of the mythological Prosatanos.
Now why would anyone forge a piece of something that never existed?
Human nature, Sergeant. Where no deity exists, create one. It's the basis of all religions. Misguided faith. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have work to do.
The fight scenes are typical 90s Norris set pieces, and nothing really stands out on the action side. The horror aspect of the film is decent, with monster henchmen, hearts being ripped out of chests, and Prosatanos possessing superhuman abilities. The film's gothic musical score was eerie and set the tone for the supernatural horrors. The special effects were passable, but there isn't a lot of blood and gore in Hellbound. The film did shoot on location in Jerusalem, and the film's setting does lend the film a distinct look and setting. Hellbound features good production values for its budget, and director Aaron Norris does a capable, if not average, job of staging and shooting the action and horror.
Hey!
Hellbound at the end of the day is a cross between a buddy martial arts movie and a supernatural thriller. Some viewers found Norris' partner to be annoying, but I thought his comic relief was okay, and he was a likable enough character. The film's end of days narrative is played straight, which keeps it from entering the realm of being cheeky and so bad it's good. Some may see Hellbound as a departure for Norris or him dabbling in a new genre, but Norris is no stranger to the thriller and supernatural, having starred in the cult classic Silent Rage and the slasher thriller of sorts, The Hero and the Terror. I think Silent Rage is the better movie, but Hellbound is a decent enough change-up from Norris' usual outings. Hellbound is a rather predictable horror actioneer that has sparse action but a decent climax and a cool atmospheric tone. Hellbound was planned for a theatrical release by Cannon, releasing posters and a theatrical trailer, but Cannon was disbanding and broke and dumped the film direct-to-video. The film should be seen on the pure novelty of watching Norris fight an acolyte of Satan. Just go in knowing it's flawed. On a side note, I am curious what Hellbound would look like if Seagal was starring as Shatter. Anybody see Prosotanos? Huh? Well, I'm gonna keep coming back here till someone remembers seeing Prosotanos.
Time for you to leave.
Eat this. Have you any idea who I am?
Let me introduce myself. Welcome to hell.